The head, the founder of ISIS, is dead. We got him. It signifies our commitment to the enduring defeat of ISIS.
We finally brought justice to a man that beheaded the three Americans, two journalists and a humanitarian worker, and then Caleb Mueller, who was working as a humanitarian, great young American.
It was important not only to get Baghdadi, but to collect the information there, and hopefully we can follow up very quickly on some of that information, which may give us the location of other ISIS operatives or identify plots that are underway.
This doesn't mean that ISIS isn't still there. We still have, of course, over 100 of the ISIS fighters that the Defense Secretary has said got out recently of their confinement, and then we have others that are in a prison, and it's unclear who's going to be guarding that prison. So there are problems not just in Syria, but all over the world, and that's what concerns me overall about this president's decision-making and about what he has done in terms of breaking down our alliances, leaving the Kurds, who gave us intelligence for this operation, leaving them for slaughter.
What the American people woke up to this morning, what the world woke up to this morning, is the resolve of the President of the United States and the armed forces of the United States to use force whenever is necessary to confront those who threaten us or our people.
You're saying that none of the Gang of Eight, you're talking about the intel head and the ranking minority member in each party, as well as the leaders in the House and Senate, none of them were informed about this?
On the Democratic side, and I was told that just before I came on. And I also read...
So not Chuck Schumer, not Nancy Pelosi, not the Adam Schiff?
That's correct. But it sounded like from the president's words that he had consulted at least with Richard Burr, who is the Republican lead on the Senate side.
But had this escalated, had something gone wrong, had we gotten into a firefight with the Russians, it's to the administration's advantage to be able to say, we informed Congress we were going in, they were aware of the risks, we at least gave them the chance to provide feedback. That wasn't done here. I think that's a mistake, but let's not lose sight of the fact it was a success, and a ruthless killer's been taken off the battlefield.
I was struck by the details about having known ahead of time. I believe that's what the president said, that they knew ahead of time that there were tunnels. They knew ahead of time that there were booby traps. That says to me that there was some rather unique and probably exquisite intelligence that had been gathered, most likely from somebody on the ground. And so that's potentially concerning, and I wonder how the intelligence professionals who have labored very long and hard on this operation felt hearing that.
It was certainly an appropriate mission to green light, and so in that regard, the president made the right decision. Now we need him to continue to make appropriate decisions moving forward.
What does that mean?
The war on terror continues, and we can't cede American leadership in the Middle East, which remains a dangerous part of the world, to entities like Russia or Turkey or Syria and Iran.
But it's also important for the world to know that the United States has a long reach, and the men and women of our armed services executed this mission flawlessly, took him down, and his colleagues that are still alive should be worried.
We're going to watch carefully next steps, and as a new leader and leaders pop up, we'll go after them as well.